Could the Eagles really go after Trey Hendrickson? Some experts say yes. Dallas still stinks. What am I doing, King Dingbat here? You know, when they go out and they try to do a coup d'etat and it fails, usually they go running and hiding, and that's exactly what we're seeing from the NFL and those coward teams that tried to ban the tush push. All the teams but one that is playing us next year, especially them Green Bay Packers, especially them Buffalo Bills. But it is what it is. And look at this. Look at this. I know you've already seen this, but I want to talk about it. So here are the teams that voted to not ban the tush push. Besides the Eagles, the Baltimore Ravens, much respect. Cleveland Browns, even though you lose every year, much respect. The Detroit Lions are probably maybe our biggest threat in the conference. Much respect. They want to win the right way. If they're going to beat the champs, they want to beat the champs. They don't want to cheat. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Jets, the New Orleans Saints, New England Patriots, Miami Dolphins, and the Tennessee Titans all voted not to ban it, and they saved this league. So thank you very much. Now, if you look at all the teams that banned it, that wanted to ban it, the Buffalo Bills, the team that did it the second most, that doesn't want to put their players in jeopardy, should never, ever run it again after what their coach said, whether it's legal or not. Green Bay, of course, they're a bunch of babies. Giants, weak-ass team. Washington, weak-ass team. At least Jerry Jones I can respect a little bit. Jerry Jones he basically said, yeah, I voted against it. Whatever gives us the advantage. Pretty much is what he thought. I respect that. I could actually respect that. But these teams all tried to ban it. It failed. And yeah, now they're all running. They're all coward. They're all hiding. That's what you do when you fail at a coup d'etat. Now, here's some interesting news. And I think this is really good news. Hard Knocks has an in-season program that they do, right? Not just the one in the summer, but they also do one in season. Last year they did one with the division with the NFC North. I didn't even know about it till like the last 2 weeks of it. But this year they will be doing it with the NFC East. Eagles, Washington, Dallas, and then that team in New York, right? This is going to be compelling stuff in December. It should be, because all three of these teams, the Eagles, Dallas, and Washington, you think are going to be fighting for a playoff spot, okay? I expect it to be the Eagles way up there, running away with the division, the other two teams battling for a wild card. So you're going to get Hard Knocks. It's going to be starting in Philly, riveting TV. Then it's going to go to Dallas, riveting TV. Then it's going to go to Washington, riveting TV. Then it's going to go to New York, fast forward. Then it's back to Philly, riveting. Dallas, riveting. Washington, riveting. New York, fast forward. Dallas, Washington, Philly, riveting. New York, fast forward. That's how it's going to go. Nobody cares about the Giants. They stink. I don't care that they think they had a good draft. They stink nonetheless. That's the way it is. That's the way it always will be. They stink. Giants always stink, and Dallas still stinks. But no, it should be really good. I look forward to watching it. December, Christmas time. I love it. I love it. Now, with the tush push and all this stuff kind of over with, we can kind of now focus ourselves on two things. One, the Eagles got OTAs coming up, I believe next week. So look for that. Also, the June 1st is coming. And after June 1st, the Eagles are going to have the options to do some moves. There's a lot of talk whether Bryce Huff will be cut. Will they keep him? I don't think they're going to cut him. I don't think they're going to cut him. But I think that they're going to look for an opportunity to trade him. And I think it's one of those things that they may have to do when it comes to training camp, preseason. Maybe they wait on an injury. But I think they would like to trade him. That's the best way to go around it. If they can't, will they cut him? It's going to be a great question. Now, when I look at what I think the Eagles, if they're to go on the outside and make a move, what is the most likely move? I actually think it's the Jalen Ramsey trade. I think the Eagles have actually talked to teams. I mean, to talk to Miami. There's been a lot of fire about that, a lot of smoke about that. And I think that the Eagles have already done it. I think Miami would like to do it after June 1st. And we're going to find out if the Eagles believe in Kaylee Ringo or not. If they don't, they may look and say, might as well bring Jalen Ramsey for 1 year. It can't hurt us. And we'll see with him and Vic Fangio what they say. Like I said, if Vic Fangio doesn't have a problem with it, then I don't have a problem with it. To me, that's how I see it. But that's what I think the most likely play is. I think Justin Simmons also is very, very possible. But each day moving forward, it seems like it's going to be less and less. Now, one outside crazy possibility that was suggested, a trade that the Eagles should make, and an expert said they said the Eagles were a team to watch in this, was Matt Lombardo, the NFL insider. He said this. Pound NFL insider Matt Lombardo revealed 3 teams that could make a play for Bengals pass rusher Trey Hendrickson if they open up trade talks. We know that they're going to open up trade talks. They know they're trying to trade. He said Eagles, Lions, and the Commanders. Now, is that something that could happen? There are those that think that the Eagles could possibly go out and try to bring in Trey Hendrickson. I think this is really not likely, but if the Eagles want to shore up that defensive line, they know that they can move Bryce Huff. You never know. I would be very, very surprised that this happens, though. Okay, but there was a mock trade that was proposed that I thought was interesting. Wanted to really kind of get your feedback on what you think. Do you think the Eagles would do this, or do you think they wouldn't? Eagles trade proposal brings NFL top sack artist to Philly. Now, in this proposal, it talks about the Bengals have asked for a first-round pick with Trey Hendrickson. Teams really don't want to do that, okay? So what it says is, if the Bengals are looking for a first-round pick in exchange for Hendrickson, that's too much. But a more realistic trade proposal could involve the Eagles, with all the draft picks we have in 2026, sending a 2026 second-round pick and a conditional 2026 fourth-round pick to the Bengals in exchange for his services. Would the Eagles give up a 2026 second-round pick for a 31-year-old guy? It's kind of hard for me to believe and see that as possible. I don't think this is likely. I don't think this is a likely outcome. It's one of those that you have to watch because the Eagles may look at it and say, wow, we let Huff go. We got some young guys. We bring another veteran pass rusher to shore everything up. We're ready to go back to the Super Bowl. Maybe it's worth it to them in that regard. I don't see it. I think they said the Bengals had offered him $28 million, which he was turning down. So I don't see any way the Eagles would actually do this trade. I think it's an interesting proposal, and I think that Trey Hendrickson is a very, very interesting fit for the Eagles if they could go out and get him. And look, I think it takes your pass rush to another level. I would then say the Eagles have a better pass rush than they did a year ago when they won the Super Bowl. Now, I just think the problem with this whole thing is the money. And that's what a problem with a lot of these things are. Money. Bryce Huff, money situation. Jalen Ramsey, you got to deal with some money situations. Trey Hendrickson, he wants a new contract, I mean, it's the same thing with TJ Watt. If you didn't have to pay him $40+ million, you know what? He might be the perfect guy to go out and get also. It's just that these guys want and are commanding a ton of money. And right now, the Eagles, I don't see them doing it. What I see the most likely scenario is Bryce Huff getting moved. I think that's the most likely thing that's going to happen after June 1st. But if I had to say, all right, well, what trade do I like most out of anything? I think the most likely, only because I believe that the smoke, and I believe the rumors that the Eagles were talking to Miami. I think Jalen Ramsey trade to Philly is not out of the question. Do not be surprised to see Howie do something like that if given a chance. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. And I want to give a huge shout out to Kellen Moore, coach of the New Orleans Saints. Kellen Moore did not abandon the Eagles. He respected the team, respected what they did, and he did not abandon them. Steichen turned his back. Jonathan Gannon turned it. Well, you know Jonathan Gannon was going to turn his back because that's the way Jonathan Gannon is. So the hell with him. But shout out to Kellen Moore for actually standing up for it, man, and keeping, keeping some respect in my eyes, because he didn't turn his back on the team the way Steichen and Jonathan Gannon both did. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.